Welcome, everyone. It's a deep, real talk about why we waste time, how it quietly slips away from us, and what it actually means to use your life instead of just living through it. You wake up one morning and the sun is quiet. It does not rush you. The world outside your window moves in its usual way, unaware. You sit on the edge of your bed and look at the ceiling. Your phone buzzes with messages that ask for small things: a reply, a like, a scroll. The day begins like many others, soft and full of small habits. It is easy to think that time will wait. It is easy to believe that the chances you miss today will come back tomorrow. But time does not work that way. It flows, small moment by small moment, and those moments do not return. This is not a lecture. It is a simple truth told in simple words. A life is not a list of tasks completed. A life is the way you use your minutes. A life is how you treat other people and how you treat yourself. To waste a life is not only to do nothing grand. It can be to let your days pass like wind through an open door. It can be to hide your light because fear sits at your shoulder and whispers that you are not ready. It can be to wait for a perfect moment that never arrives. The small things you choose every day build the shape of your life. You may hear the phrase, "Don't waste your life," and imagine a long list of achievements. Society often measures success by loud signs: a fat bank account, a big job title, a social media account that glows. These are easy to understand. But the quiet truth is different. Don't waste your life means use it like a tool to carve the shape of who you are. Use it to learn in a way that would make even small progress feel like victory. Use it to love, to fail, to stand up when it matters. Even small courage, repeated, becomes a habit that changes everything. Imagine you hold a candle. In the beginning, it is tall and bright. You might think the candle will last forever if you do not light it all at once. But the flame does not consume instantly. Each time you choose to light the candle, it burns a bit and gives light. If you never light it, the candle does not serve its purpose. A life is like that candle. The energy inside you is meant to be used. You will not become better by hiding what you know. You will not find meaning by pretending you have time to spare and then never starting. There is a strange comfort in staying small. It looks like safety. You say no to new tasks because you fear failure. You do not say what you feel because the idea of being judged nags like a bruise. You watch others take chances and think they were born with different courage. But courage is a habit. It begins with tiny steps. Speak once, try one new thing. Sit with failure like a friend who tells you the truth. Each small step is an investment. The returns are not always immediate, but they come. Over months and years, you will see that the person who dared small things has grown in ways that matter. Wasting life also takes the form of distraction. It is easy to let the bright screens and endless feeds steal your attention. They promise connection, yet they give a hollow echo. You check a post, then another, and hours pass. You think you are resting, but often you are running from what matters. What matters might be learning a skill, talking to a friend, helping a neighbor, or thinking about the person you want to become. When distraction fills your time, important things shrink without making noise. The days fill up with motion, and motion without purpose is a kind of waste. Sometimes wasting life is a slow drift. You move from day to day with no plan, no memory of why you started, no sense of direction. You are capable of so much, but the river of habit pulls you under. In this slow drift, you might still be busy with many small tasks, busy with work, busy with noise, but busy for what? Busy for the feeling of movement rather than the feeling of meaning. There is a difference between motion and progress. Motion is movement that does not change your place in a deep way. Progress is steady, often quiet, and it builds the future you want. Fear will tell you that meaningful action requires a perfect plan and perfect skill. That is a lie told to keep you safe in a small room. The truth is that skill grows inside the doing. You learn to play by playing. You learn to write by writing badly at first. You build muscle by showing up regularly, not by waiting for strength. The first attempts may look messy. That is the point. Messy attempts create learning. Perfectionism eats time like a hidden termite. It returns only a perfect image and steals the hours you could use to grow. Your relationships are part of your life, not a distraction from it. Time disappears in the company of people. Choose people who build you up, but also choose to build others. Small acts of service, a listening ear, a steady presence. These are the quiet labor of a life well used. You might fear that devoting time to people will slow your career or plans. It will not. A life that feeds others finds its own strength. When you are older, the victories that matter most are not the ones typed in a resume. They are the ones that warm your memory and others' lives. Regret is a teacher, though a hard one. Imagine holding a pile of small stones. Each stone is an opportunity you had and did not take. Over years, the pile grows heavy. One day, you pick it up and try to move. It is heavier than you expected. Regret makes you see how much weight you carry. But regret also shows what is worth changing. When you catch yourself thinking, "I should have," you can use it as a signal. Turn the lament into a question. What can I do now to change this pattern? Regret can be fuel for a better path if you allow it to guide rather than bury you. Money and comfort are not enemies. They make life easier, but they can become clever traps. You might work long hours for more comfort while telling yourself you will do what matters later. Later can be a quiet mirage. When the years stack up, you may find that comfort has become a prison of small choices that numb you. Comfort taught you to value ease over growth. Then one morning you notice that your hands are good at earning, but empty of other crafts. Trade some comfort for learning. Trade some passive hours for skill and connection. The balance matters. There are days when the world feels heavy and your choices small. You think your life is not large enough to make a difference. This is false. Even small actions ripple. A kind word can change a day. A brave decision can set a course. A single person who decides to stop wasting their life can influence a friend, who then influences another. The scale you imagine is not the only way to make a mark. A life that refuses waste can be a quiet revolution. It asks for steady decisions, not fireworks. You may also worry about others' expectations. Family, friends, society. They have ideas about what success looks like. You might follow their map because it feels safe. But your life is your responsibility. Living for someone else's rating is a way of wasting what you were given. That does not mean you should ignore advice. Listen, then choose. Ask whether the path asked of you fits the person you are becoming. If it does not, be honest. Say no with respect. Choose a direction that aligns with your values, not only with someone else's checklist. And there is time, not in the distant glitter of vague ages, but in specific hours. You are young now, or you think you are too old. Both beliefs can be traps. Youth gives you a powerful advantage: time for practice, small failures, and learning. If you are young, use it well. If you are older, you still have time for meaning. People change at many ages. The only real question is whether you will be deliberate with the time left. Do not waste it waiting for a permission slip from the world. The permission you need is the one you give yourself. There will be nights when doubt visits like a cold wind. You will question choices you made. You will measure your life against bright images, the polished photos flooded with smiles and success. Remember that everyone filters their moments. The polished life is not all light. Most people carry hidden struggles. Comparison steals contentment and steals time. Practice a quiet gratitude for the small parts of your day that are true. A good conversation, a hard session of study, a laugh that reaches your chest. These are the things that build a calm strength. Action is the antidote to many fears. Start small. If you want to learn, pick one book. If you want to be strong, move your body 3 times this week. If you want to help, do one small service. Repetition matters more than heroics. Talent will only take you so far. Habits carry you the rest of the way. The person who masters a craft is rarely the one who waits. It is the one who shows up again and again. Show up for the things that matter. Show up for yourself. Small consistency compounds in a way that surprises you later. You might think the world requires you to be remarkable. Maybe it does not. The world simply asks you to be real. Being real includes facing the truth of your weaknesses, saying sorry when you hurt others, asking for help when you need it, and keeping promises to yourself. Realness is hard because it strips away performance. But performance leads to a shallow life. The person who chooses honesty, even in small acts, makes a life that is rich in ways money cannot buy. Do not spend your heart on applause. Spend it on truth. Choices are not only big decisions. They are constant, tiny ones. What you eat, how you speak, how you spend 5 spare minutes. The small choices shape you more than the rare grand decisions. Someone who practices kindness daily becomes kind. Someone who chooses learning daily grows in skill. The path to a life well used is a long sequence of small choices that add up. Notice the small decisions and decide on them deliberately. Use them as tools, not as automatic replies to a habit you never inspected. There are people who will tell you that failure defines you, that a mistake is a mark you cannot erase. This is false. Failure teaches you what success did not want to show. Failure is a map with a red X showing where the weakness is. Then you can repair, strengthen, and try a new path. The shame that sometimes follows failure is a heavy coat you can take off. Wear it only long enough to learn what you must. Then scrap it and move forward lighter. Do not waste life running from failure. Invite it as a teacher. The future will be uncertain. That is the point. If every step were certain, you would not need courage. The unknown asks for trust, not certainty. Trust the process of learning. Trust the people who have quietly lived a life of steady truth. Do not expect a ladder that leads directly to the sun. Expect a series of stairs, some broken, some smooth. Walk them. If you stumble, get back up. The story of a life well used has many small recoveries, not the single perfect line. You can make a simple rule for yourself. It does not have to be dramatic. Choose a daily practice that pushes you toward the person you want to become. Practice can be as small as 10 minutes of reading, as steady as a short walk, as deep as an honest conversation at the end of the day. This rule is a guardrail against waste. It keeps you from drifting and gives your days a quiet meaning. Over years, these minutes collect into a life that has weight and shape. Remember that wisdom is not the same as speed. You may rush and finish many things, but finishings without thought are empty. Think about why a thing matters before you spend your life on it. Reflect at the end of a week. What felt alive? What felt like motion without meaning? Adjust. Life is not a straight arrow. It is a practice of small decisions that must be reviewed and changed. A life well used is responsive, not rigid. There will be people who waste their lives in plain sight, chasing pleasures, addictions, or compliments. It is easy to point and judge them. Remember that judgment is a shortcut. It does nothing to save you or them. The better response is curiosity and careful love. Ask what made them choose that path. Often the answer is pain, loneliness, or despair. Offer a different possibility. The slow work of reclaiming time. When we care for others in this way, we also protect ourselves from sliding down similar paths. Leaving a legacy is not about fame. The best legacies are the habits and attitudes you pass to those around you. Teach someone how to think, not just what to do. Give a friend the habit of asking questions. Model the courage of small decisions. Your small, steady life will carry a usefulness beyond your years. Even the quiet acts, the way you listen, the truth you tell, the mistake you forgive are the seeds of a better world. Plant them without loudness and trust that roots will grow. Sometimes you will feel small in the face of large problems, the climate, the economy, a world full of broken things. Do what you can. Do not let the scope of need paralyze you. Focus on the circle you can influence and make it better. Many small circles multiplied become wide change. If many people refuse to waste their life in small ways, larger systems slowly bend toward repair. Do not let the weight of the world make you inactive. Start where you are. A life wasted is not always dramatic. It can be a long series of safe choices that leave a person with quiet sorrow. That sorrow sits in the morning like an empty cup. It does not shout, it waits. Do not let it grow roots in your days. Notice the places where you say yes to what drains you and no to what feeds you. Make small changes. Replace one draining yes with a nourishing no. Replace one small waste with one small offering. The change will not be immediate, but it will be real. The world will ask a lot of you. So will your own desire for comfort. Learn to say no to the easy path when it dulls you. Say yes to the hard path that teaches. Be willing to be quiet at times, to listen, to learn. The life you refuse to waste is not always a loud life. It can be humble, patient, and persistent. The important part is not the size of your actions, but the depth of your commitment to them. When you get older than you are now, you will sit with memories. Some will sting, some will warm. The warmth will come mostly from the people you loved and the risks you took. The stings will come from the chances you did not take. If you want fewer stings, take more chances now. They do not have to be huge. They have to be honest. Say yes to learning. Say yes to failing. Say yes to loving. Say yes to living. In the end, the plea "don't waste your life" is not a demand to be extraordinary. It is a simple invitation. Be present and choose. Hold your minutes like a rare cloth. Sew them together with intention. Let your life be the sum of small, true things. The world will not remember every small act, but you will carry the weight of the choices you made. Make them count. Make them gentle and bold in the right measures. Live with a steady attention to what matters. That is all. That is enough. So today, as the sun moves and the world breathes, Do one small thing that your future self will thank you for. Read a page you were avoiding. Tell someone you care. Try an idea that scares you. Fix a small wrong. Walk a path you never walked. These tiny acts are not dramatic, but they are the stitches that make a life worth remembering. Do not wait for a sign. Use the one you already have. Your breath, your hands, your attention. Begin now and make your life matter today.